Hello everyone, welcome to Hiran's Wow. This channel is not just going to be about cooking videos, but it's also going to be about lifestyle and mindfulness videos. As a part of lifestyle, I wanted to share my COVID journey in short because it has been majorly affecting my life decisions in the last year. Well, my COVID journey began on the 12th of March 2020. All of us sharing a last breakfast at work, maintaining enough social distancing, yet a little fear in our eyes whether this was still okay, whether it was all right to have this meal together, all in all. And that was it. From the 13th of March, we were all asked to stay home, work from where we were, and it only continued. Initially, it was all right. We were enjoying working from home, experiencing the new ways of working, having a chance to have a hot midday meal. Knowing how much I love food through the channel, most of you must have understood how much I really enjoy it. I am a people's person. I really enjoy sharing my meals, laughing with others, giving and sharing hugs. But after days passed, we were still expected to do this virtually. And initially it was fine, but later it really started piling up. And as days were going on like this, one fine evening while I was sleeping, I got a lot of missed calls from back home. Living abroad, this is not necessarily a good sign always. And I was worried seeing so many missed calls on my phone. And I was hoping it is not a bad news, but I had to wake up to one. And I received the news saying that my cousin was no more. It was a moment of panic. It was a moment of failure. It was very hard to take the news. Living alone, not even understanding how to process all these emotions, it was very difficult. And Belgium being under lockdown, I could not even travel to see my family or be there for them in order to process this information. And I really had to take all of this by myself. I did have a strong virtual support group. We were all talking and we were trying to support each other morally as much as we could. But as you know, being in person is something else, definitely. And as days passed by, I took my situation for granted. I thought, oh well, I've managed to process all these emotions by myself, so I deserve some sort of a release from this COVID situation. And I slowly started to see people. I slowly started to meet my friends. But today, if I rewind and ask if I could have done better, the answer is a definite yes. Instead of meeting people every week, I could have probably met them only once or twice in a month when I really needed it. You might have a question saying, well, if you just needed to travel home and see your family, you could have done that. But I think I was very conscious, understanding the amount of touch points I could have in this journey and the impact that I would bring by just traveling for making myself feel better. I felt more than that, living was more important at that point. India until then looked only 10 hours away. That is one of the reasons why I chose to live in Europe. But from the time COVID began until now, it looks months away. So I think each one of us need to really question on how can we make this situation better and how can we actually contribute in terms of controlling our needs or wants and just living up to the current situation of what it demands us, that is staying at home. When I ask myself, what could I have done differently? And how could I made any better of the situation? My answer is, if I did not have that self-pity on me, saying that, oh, I'm going through all this by myself, I'm in a unique situation, I think I could have done better. Having a chance to visit some castles in Europe, seeing the situation and learning a bit more about Indian history, I think if we look at what our ancestors did during the war situations and having such limited resources to survive during those times, today we are happily wandering around and today we are in a much, much better situation. All the care that they have put in terms of securing the resources for us, trying to make this world a better place for all of us to survive, I think today we are definitely enjoying the fruit of it. Today, if we actually take a step back and look at it, we are going to be those ancestors. We are living a part of history today. And I think all of us can do our part to make it better. To be honest, I wanted Hiranswav to be more of a fun channel where I share some of my life experiences, my learnings, and so on and so forth. Despite the fact that I'm living in Belgium, seeing India go through such hard times is deeply affecting me. The country that I was born and raised in, going through such crisis, especially situations like in Jaipur, where 25 people died due to the lack of oxygen, really disturbed me. I couldn't help but make this video. Today, the WhatsApp groups have become help groups, reaching out for plasma donors, oxygen cylinders, hospital beds. It only shows that almost every family is affected due to this wave. And it is really heartbreaking. And if we look at the healthcare workers, we can only imagine the toll it is taking on them. And I think they're only human and they can only do so much. And if all of us do our part by refraining from the basic needs that we have and staying home, I think we are going to release some pressure on them and make sure that the systems get back on track and the people in need get the right treatment. We have the power to live consciously today. And how do we want to contribute to this global pandemic totally lies within us. Probably asking these 3 questions when we go out might ease the situation a bit more and make us make more conscious decisions. And what are those questions? The first question is, do I really need to go out or do I just want to go out? And if the answer is want, I think you know what to do. Rather just stay home. And the second question is, why do you want to go out? Is there a specific need for saving someone's life? Or is there an alternative without you stepping out? And the third question is, how do we develop ourselves staying home? It could be virtually connecting with your loved ones, making sure you spend quality time with the people you have. Or if you're living alone, there are a lot of ways to help your self-growth. I can share some of the tips here of how I did in terms of contributing to my own self-growth. The first and foremost thing is, I've read the maximum number of books in the last year compared to the rest of my life. And I really enjoyed reading more and watching content. Even if it's on YouTube, there are amazing channels which could help you develop any area of your interest. It could be design, it could be learning writing skills, it could be even developing a particular skill in software, etc. So just try and find what your interest is or take some online courses if that could help. If you would like to know more of how I contribute to my self-growth, I'm happy to share a separate video. Please let me know in the comment section. Well, in times like this, the least we can do is stay home. Always donating or helping others physically is not the necessary solution. Sometimes all it takes us is to stay away and be in our own bubble to secure others and ourselves. What are the chances that the wave that is currently affecting India is really impacting a work meeting in Belgium? Apparently, that is the world that we are living in today. Our loved ones are spread across the globe for some of us, and I think it is important that we take care and also understand the fact that we are not in a position where we can just fly down and be there for the people we want to be. So let's just do our part and make sure that we are respecting what we have, that is the roof that we have on our head. And for some of us who still get to keep our current day jobs and contribute to our self-growth, let's do more of it. Let's make sure we spread the love and the positivity that we can around us, and let's fight this COVID together. I came across this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson saying that leave the world in a better place than the way you found it. And I think today that's the least we can do. Once we get through this pandemic, I think we are going to go through better times, and we are going to learn a lot from this pandemic on how can we conserve the environment that we are gifted with, and how more can we make sure that we spend our time with our loved ones. So let's do the best we can. Let us make sure we live responsibly and leave a better world behind us. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.